Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Tony Cardenas, and this is the Indianapolis real estate market update this week. And I'm sitting here with Shelly Walters with EXP here in Carmel, Indiana. I'm sitting also with a new guest, Greg Evans with PRMG Mortgage, and Justin Griffith with Keller Williams. How's everybody doing today?
Doing well, Tony. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be here.
Thank God. We've only had to ask you 500 times to come on the show. But, we're going to get you through this show today, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Shelly.
Yeah, we need this information. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
Shelly, I know the market's kind of like it's opening up. Real estate is getting listed. Homes are selling fast. What's going on in Carmel in the last 7 days since we've been on the show?
Well, I will say we do have more listings coming on the market as we continue to move to the spring market. Once we get through all the spring breaks, thank goodness, we will be able to probably see a lot more activity. So today in Carmel, in the last 7 days, there were a total of 31 homes that were listed. Already 23 of them have pended, so we still have 8 of those active. And in Westfield, they had 23 listed. 15 had already pended so far, and there's still 8 of those still active. In Noblesville, there were 35 listed. 29 of those have already pended, and 6 are still available. And then in Fishers, 36 listed, 23 pended, and there's still 13 of those on the market. And then in Zionsville, again, Zionsville's lagging behind with these, but the 16 total listed, 10 have already pended, so there's 6 still active. So we do have a lot more listings, it seems, to be hitting the market finally.
Wow. I'm looking at the current mortgage rates today off of the Mortgage News Daily that we follow every day. And I got to tell you something. Now, it's a little different throughout the United States, but today's average rate right now is over 5%. Okay, we're almost at 5.125 on a 30-year fixed rate. And that's obviously with good credit and an 80% loan to value on a purchase or possibly a refinance. But the real estate market for this is dictated by the mortgages. But the thing is, it seems like houses are selling so fast. Shelly, what's your opinion? I mean, do people care if these rates are going up to 5.125%?
I don't think it's making a difference yet because I think that they're still low, compared to history, they're still lower. But I would also say that people still need to find a home. If they need to move, they need to move. It may be slowing some down who don't really need to move, but I think that it might continue to, if they continue to go up, cause some issues. But I don't think we're not going to see a substantial.
Well, it looks like
drop.
The listings are up, obviously, this week. From the last 7 days. Let's jump over to the Indianapolis market, Justin. Tell me a little bit about what's going on in Broad Ripple.
Broad Ripple right now, we have 8 new listings, 3 of which are still for sale. Average price of $234,000. We have 5 pending and 4 sold this week. Last year, the same week, we had 8 closings.
Wow. What about Meridian Kessler?
Down a little bit. Meridian Kessler, we have 17 new listings, 6 active. Still 11 are pending and 6 closings this week. Last year, the same week, we had 19 closings, though.
Wow.
So it's definitely down quite a bit.
Absolutely. And then let's dig down to downtown. Let's jump on, start wherever you want on downtown. Mass Avenue.
Mass Avenue, there's actually no new listings in the last 7 days.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, just slim pickings right now.
And then what about Bates Hendricks?
Bates Hendricks, there was 6 new listings, and all of which are now pending. Average price on those was $274, so it's right in line with what closed this week as well. Same average. Fountain Square, we have 10 new listings, 5 of which are still for sale, 5 pending, and 2 sold this week.
Well, I'll tell you what, that downtown market is strong. What about Woodruff Place?
Woodruff Place, there was 1 new listing, and it is pending right now. And then just lumping downtown as a whole, like we did last week, 94 new listings. 33 are still for sale, and 41 of those are pending.
Great. Well, hey, let's move over to Greg for just a moment. Greg, let's talk about, everybody has the 5% mortgage rates, okay? Everybody has that stuff, all right? Let's talk about a custom market of a new product that's really starting to hit the streets. I think we're talking about the non-QM world in the mortgage business. Am I right there?
Yeah, the non-QM loans provide the borrowers with a lot more flexibility. They don't have to have a great credit score.
Greg, what is a QM loan or
It's
non-QM?
It's a non-qualified mortgage loan, and it's for the buyer that doesn't have the perfect credit score or doesn't have a great tax return to look at. We don't look at tax returns. We look at bank statements.
Okay.
They need to be self-employed for usually about 2 years. Sometimes we can get by with less. But there's no credit scores as far as 600 or higher is great.
Well, the bottom line is on the bank statement product allows the eligible self-employed borrower to qualify for a home loan using bank statement submissions, right, Greg?
That's correct.
And that's only your bank statements. That's what you're looking at.
Well, they're looking at a few other things, but that's the main piece of it to qualify.
That's the main
customer.
piece of it. They still have to source the down payment to make sure it wasn't borrowed.
Well, it's funny that you're talking about non-QM loans, and this may help out Justin and Shelly here and other real estate agents out here in our market. There's actual low down payment jumbo loans now, asset qualifier home loans, and we're going to get into a few more of those in the market as this market grows this summer. But Greg, when you get into a bank statement loan, if today's rate is 5%, okay, or 5.125% for an 80% loan down, high FICO credit score of 720 or plus, what's a non-QM loan start at? Is it like a point higher, half a point higher? Where are we at on those?
They're
Just market level.
Currently, right now,
Right.
they're about a point higher, but there's never any private mortgage insurance. And you can go up to 95% on some non-QM loans.
Wow.
So that's huge at the end of the day.
Right.
Plus, the borrower doesn't have to jump through 29 hoops to get the loan.
And the processing on that and the approval time is what? Are we talking subject to the appraisal and title? But how long is underwriting on something like that if you get everything
You can
in?
close one of these in 30 days or less.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, I know you just did one for, how much was that last one that we used?
$2.5 million.
$2.5 million. Well, you know, I mean, it's a different breed of cat that's coming on, and we know that they're doing them in the South, all over the coastal areas, and you know we're bringing them here into this market. Okay, so Greg, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you and ever ask you some questions on this, how would they get a hold of you?
The easiest way is probably my cell phone, 317-590-6546.
Right. Just wanted to make sure everybody had that in the show. Justin, you made mention earlier before the show about buyers being qualified. Jump into that for me a little bit.
Yeah, I've had a couple buyers recently contact me and ask to actually set the price down on their search because they know that most homes are going over the asking price and they no longer qualify at that price point. So they're actually having to buy less right now to afford what they need.
Yeah,
Kinda-
and I do
kinda
that
unfortunate.
too. I think if a buyer comes to me and asks to see a certain type of home and a certain price point, let's just say they don't want to go above 350. I don't even have their search go much above 320 because I just feel that they're going to be upset if they see that 350 house and really want to see it. And I explain to them, well, that one's probably going to sell for 370, 380. So I don't think there's any reason for them to be searching houses at the price point that they can afford because we know they're going to go up in value as the competition begins for that purchase. But it's, again, I say it over and over again, 10 to 15% they can count on just, hands
Easily.
down. It
Yeah.
can be even higher than that.
Wow. Well, let me ask you this. If anybody wanted to get a hold of you guys today, okay, Justin, how would they get a hold of you to reach out to you, to have you do an evaluation on their home if they're getting ready to list it or they want to buy one?
Best way to reach me would be call or text 317-507-5599.
And Shelly.
You can reach me on my cell phone anytime, 317-201-2601.
Thank you for listening to the Indianapolis Real Estate Market Weekly Podcast. If you are in the market to buy a home or sell your home in this crazy market, always use a professional realtor. Home buying is an important investment and complex process. Selling a home requires care and expertise. This podcast is sponsored this week by PRMG Mortgage in Indianapolis and Hamilton County, Indiana. Need a mortgage pre-approval or thinking about refinancing? Contact Greg Evans at PRMG 317-590-6546, NMLS number 138492.